I'm back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So, did the gig last night, and it turns out the ladies from my daughter's childcare, when I went to drop her off in the morning, they weren't saying would love to come see a show another time. What they were actually saying to me, and I didn't hear, was we're coming tonight. So in the crowd last night was my dad, his wife, my auntie, and my cousin, plus two ladies who work at my daughter's childcare. And that was like a little off-putting because they're such nice ladies and my stuff is so not nice. This childcare is like, I don't know, associated with the Greek Orthodox Church or something. So all the ladies who work in there are like Greek Christians or something. Catholics, I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm not saying they're like strict. I'm just saying they have morals. And so to do comedy in front of them, it was like, all right, let's just get the job done. I just won't make eye contact with them anymore. That's fine. That's fine. So the gig, it was fine. It was like, you had to work for it though. It wasn't like a layup. It was like, all right, fuck. I'm going to fucking have to perform here. Sometimes you just want to lay up, and it wasn't a layup last night. But it was fine. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. And before the gig, so fucking, I don't know if you'll remember this, but remember how I bumped into former world boxing champion Jeff the Hitman Harding? It was last year sometime. And I was looking at him and he was eyeballing me, and he came over and he's like, what you looking at, and all that sort of stuff. But he was a nice guy. Anyway, before this gig last night, I'm in 7-Eleven. And who's in there? It's Jeff the Hitman Harding again. And obviously he didn't recognize me, but I recognized him. And he goes up to the counter of this 7-Eleven. This isn't my 7-Eleven, by the way. I'm fucking boycotting my 7-Eleven. This is another one. Yeah, so fucking the hitman goes up to the counter to buy a couple of what looked like, I think they were energy drinks or something like that. And he was 50 cents short. And he was saying to the guy behind the counter, he's like, oh, I owe you 50 cents. I owe you 50 cents. And I'm like, no. Don't worry about that. I'll pay his 50 fucking cents. I'm like, this is Jeff the Hitman Harding. He's the old champion, boxing champion. He's the old world champion. And Jeff the Hitman Harding was like, hey, whoa. Former. And I'm like, yeah, and he sort of like half grabs me and goes to like give me a fake punch in the stomach, but sort of connected. And I put my hand in front of where he was punching, like not a hard punch or anything, just like a muck around thing, like a thank you. And don't call me old, call me former. But his fist connected with my hand, the back of my hand. And I fucking tell you what, it was like being gently fucking hit on the hand with a steel rod. Like, these guys are just built fucking differently. And the dude behind the counter at 7-Eleven, he's like, this guy's the world champion. I'm like, yeah. And Jeff the Hitman Harding was like, 2-time world champion. I won it and then I lost it, then I won it again. And the dude behind the counter was like, when were you champion? And the Hitman was like, 1989 I won. And he's like, fucking, how old are you then? And he's like, I'm 59. And he doesn't look 59. He was a brutal alcoholic as well. I think he was an alcoholic for 20 or 30 years or something, just like hardcore. But he looks young, like barely grey hair, still fucking like strong. I shook his hand again and said goodbye, and he said thanks and all that. And I'm like, that guy could fuck me up so bad. At 59 years old, I reckon I would last, I wouldn't even last 15 seconds. He would hit me once in the head or anywhere. It wouldn't even matter. He could fucking hit my arm. And I would be like, that is harder than I've ever been hit in my entire life. That felt like wood. There's no point me hitting back at all because I'm leaving my head open. The best thing for me to do here is cover up and drop to the fetal position. That's it. That's at 59 years old. So I'm thinking about that. And Jeff the Hitman Harding, he was 2-time light heavyweight champion. He's 59 years old. But you would think, like, against most people in the world, he'd still win a fight. And then I started thinking about Mike Tyson's upcoming fight with Jake Paul. And these guys are just built different. And Mike Tyson is built even more different than these guys. He's like the top. Like, it doesn't get any higher than Tyson. You're in like the rarest of air of humans that have ever fucking lived. And even though he's going to be 58 years old when he fights Jake Paul, I mean, that sort of like that granite feel that Jeff the Hitman Harding had as well. And I assume Tyson has it fucking exponentially more. That's not something like you can be a Disney kid for half your life and then decide you want to do boxing and develop. Like that granite, that real fucking inbuilt fucking tough it's something else. And even though he's 58 years old, I feel like he might have like 4 or 5 2-minute rounds in him. I feel like he can go 10 minutes at a high pace. And all he needs to do is touch Jake Paul a few times. And I think it's going to be power he's never fucking experienced before. Because I think it was 4 years ago, Mike Tyson fought Roy Jones Jr. And Roy Jones Jr. is also in that rarest of rare air. He's a bit smaller than Tyson. Anyway, they fought and you could see fucking Tyson was still, his footwork was amazing. He still had his hands. He still had a bit of power in there. I think he was pulling punches as well. But after the fight, they did an interview, Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. And Roy's like, he hits hard. He hits fucking hard. And you could see it in his face that he was like spooked. And his hands were on his like the waist belt of his shorts, like just trying to fucking stand up because he was in pain from the punches. And Tyson's like, yeah, but you took them. You took them well. You took them like a man. And Tyson was aware of how hard he can fucking punch. And Roy Jones Jr. can take a punch. So I feel like if Tyson really fucking trains and maybe fucking jumps on a bit of the fucking steroids or something, why not? Just juice up for fucking this last fight. Get you through a few rounds. I reckon he should be favorite in my book. The only thing is if Jake Paul fucking clips him and Tyson just doesn't have the chin anymore. That's the only thing. Because Jake Paul's not going to outbox Mike Tyson. Are you fucking insane? If they box, it's over. And then Tyson has the power advantage. Tyson is a natural heavyweight. Jake Paul's more welterweight. I don't know. It's a freak show, but I love Tyson, so I just hope it all works out. Anyway, the fucking Degeni Diaries is out this week. We had Allison, had a great chat with Allison. We talked booze, mental health, anxiety, therapy, fucking all the stuff that you expected to hear on this podcast that I never talk about is in this week's Degeni Diaries. So get on it, join the Patreon. The link is at boylecomedy.com. That'll do for today, and I'll see you the fuck later.